Hello and welcome to this little Spalluccipedia video. Another dive into the ever-expanding universe which seems to be surrounding my main character, Sam Spallucci, investigator of the paranormal. But first, before I continue, please give me a quick like, give me a quick subscribe. It makes my internet pixies very happy. And you get to see all manner of things crop up in your little YouTube screedy thing. I don't know the word for this business. It's all technology. It's all gibberish to me. But apparently, if you give me a like, you give me a subscribe, you see more stuff like this, which is always a good thing. So, Spalluccipedia today is going to be about the potency. Every now and then, an author comes up with a character which they think, yeah, that one's going to work. You know, Banks Lake, Geneva. Mary Shelley was there going, oh yeah, I think I'd get some mileage out of this Frankenstein chap. Bram Stoker. Yeah, I think it's about time vampires, got cool. How about a count? With me, it's, how about a little green rock? Yeah, can't do much for a little green rock. Oh, what if it was a weird little girl? And suddenly I have this new character burst into the Spallucciverse in Sam Spallucci Bloodline in the form of the Potency. The Potency, a little bit of background. We find out that it was created originally around Greenstone, back at the dawn of time by the fallen angel Asmodeus. He took essence from the abyss somehow, not been explained yet, later book, and formed it into this green stone, which gave him immense power. And he very pompously called it the Potency, much to the despair of Asher at the time. Go forward a few millennia, and something happens. Stuff goes down at the burning of the Temple of Solomon, and Lucifer breaks that stone in half, and it effectively becomes a pair of twins. Lots of references to twins in my books, if you start noticing. Both of them little weird white dressed girls with green hair and glowing green eyes who have a thing for big clay monsters which wreak havoc, destruction, murder and mayhem. Asmodeus legs it with one of them. Lucifer hides the other. The one which Asmodeus hides gets discovered shortly before the events of Casebook. And it gets discovered by Vincent Stone, taken away, and he uses it to start building his power base as the Bloodline. If you haven't read Bloodline, fingers in ears right now, slight spoilers. He used the essence of the Potency to make this serum, which allows the Bloodline to transform outside the light of the full moon. Potency is not happy with this. This isn't how she wants to rock. She wants to be out there making monsters, killing things, stuff like every little weird girl really wants to do. So she very happily teams up with Sam, wipes out the Bloodline, and goes to live in a shoebox under Sam's spare bed. Which brings us to Fury of the Fallen, which I'm currently writing at the moment. By the time this video goes live, I should have finished it. It's probably going to be published, so I can probably ramble on about that a little bit more. By Fury of the Fallen, the Potency really starts to come into element. We start getting a lot more interactions with Sam, and basically she's like, well, I am what I am, why don't you use me? We could have lots of fun together, we could play lots of games. And her idea of games is, of course, bring about the divergence, raise constructs, slaughter humanity. Sam goes as far as to let her make a little construct duck called Quacky, which then proceeds to try and lance him. So he says, right, no more constructs, not enough they're ducks. We're not doing that. Which, the Potency, she's not very happy. She stomps, she sulks, she huffs. But as the book goes on and as Sam's relationship with Asherah develops, we start to get this curious little family scenario. Even so much so that, the Potency starts behaving like a little girl in this weird family, drawing pictures of constructs going around doing happy things like lancing people out of cars, murdering people on the beach. But the picture which Sam likes best of all is one of the three of them, Ash, Sam and the Potency, holding hands with a little brown duck at the bottom labelled Quacky. And that's literally where I got to this morning. I know how it's going to end. We know it's not going to end well. This is Sam's life. Things are going to go proverbially tits up. But I don't want to say too much on that right now because, one, I've not finished it, so things are probably going to change. But also, yeah, spoilers. So how did I come about with this notion, one, of this, it's like sociopathic rock, but also the idea of this sociopathic rock being a sociopathic, weird little child? It just came to me. It's one of those things. The potency was always going to be around. When I originally wrote Fallen Angel, as yet, like I keep saying, unpublished, the potency was in there as a rock. It was stored down underneath sort of like it's like a great big ancient Hebrew fortress down on Masada, protected by this basically a nice construct sort of chap called Gog, who was created by Lucifer. And then Armageddon goes down, as it were. There's the fight, and the construct is used to raise the potency is used to raise a construct army to fight the angels, and it is very, very effective. But one of the angels, not saying who, again, serious spoilers. Oh, so many spoilers around this actual one. Why don't I make a video about so many spoilers? I can't say what they are. A certain angel who remains nameless grabs the potency and uses his powers of regeneration to bring the angels back to life, and they can then go forward and wipe out the constructs. But there is a price. He is now entwined with that potency. A portal to beyond opens up, and he gets sucked through, which leads into the story Beyond, which will run concurrent with Fallen Angel straight after the 10th Sam Spallucci book, where the Sam Spallucci series actually finishes. So that was it. It literally was this green rock. I then came up with the notion of it being split into two. I like the idea of that, it not being complete. There was something, I don't know, which just gelled. And that had to go down at the Temple of Solomon, when you got like sparks flying quite literally between Asmodeus, who's, so up himself, and Lucifer is just like, that bitch, slap him down constantly. So Lucifer intervenes, splits it, but of course Asmodeus gets one over half, and the other half goes off and gets stored, and then gets used in Fallen Angel. Then, so we come up to Bloodline, and the potency is obviously going to have to be used there. I was building up to that all the way through the first 5 books of Sam. We knew that the Bloodline was coming, and with the Bloodline there is the potency. We've got references to the potency right back in Casebook, where the Werewolf of Williamson part refers to it. And Sam sees it used when he gets taken back to ancient Egypt, being used by the Bloodline there to help them have powers beyond the full moon. So it was going to have to be used in Bloodline, quite obviously. But it was dull. It was literally just this rock. But I thought, well, let's face it, it's come from this living water, the abyss which goes round. The abyss is a living water. So therefore it's going to be living itself, isn't it? So how can I have Sam talk to this living rock? So he connects with the potency, everything goes white, and it's like, oh, I know. And it was literally a snap decision to have this little weirdling, as I call her. It's like a little dot about 5 or 6, long white dress, bare feet, really cute, but she got green glowing eyes and long green hair, and a thing for homicidal creatures. The first time we see her, she is playing with these little models of dogs and stomping on them to splat them because she doesn't like them. She conjures up in this weird space this huge construct, which she then throws her arms around because she loves it to bits. And she's just such a fun character to write with. Partly because she is almost like a deus ex machina. She is so powerful, I can do just about anything I want with her. But also because that personality. You know, she's so sparky. She's that little outsider to Sam's world who's there looking in. And she can see things which Sam can't. Just like we, as readers, can see things in Sam's world that he can't. So, to a certain extent, she's voicing our thoughts and slapping Sam around the face with them a bit. And I like that because we all know Sam, quite frankly, quite clueless in sort of like the big picture. You know, he doesn't really see people's emotions. He doesn't see how things are going forward. He doesn't really see what his part is in this upcoming divergence. But when he's got this little character with him who looks like a small child, but comes out with really, really profound comments about his life, especially his love life, yeah, that just really, really works. And I'll see how much I use her. Quite a bit, I think. Probably not too much after sort of like Fury of the Fallen. We'll have to take a break there because she's got to go off and meet a mummy. That story's already written. And that will come out 2023 anthology, Out of the Depths. But, you know, she will definitely be back for Fallen Angel. I can't wait. Take care now. Keep looking for what lurks in the shadows. And I'll see you again soon.